Thanks for clicking on my video. So today what I want to do is just share a couple tips about how you might want to set up your classroom library. The first thing that I would like to say is I would invest in some bins. These are really a great idea, especially if you're doing reading levels. You can separate by reading levels. I have some of those, but I also have bins for specific genres like fantasy or historical fiction or classics or poetry. But I also added in some more bins that were based more on interests. So I have some books for guys, some books for girls, a bin for comedy, for horror, for love stories, and these get a lot of traffic. One reason I think that they're so successful is that kids don't feel so intimidated by them. They're very user-friendly. They're ready to just like rifle through. The bins work out really nice for readers that are easily intimidated by a big wall of book spines. The rest of the library winds around the room, and it's alphabetized by author's last name. In between the different sections, I have bins for popular authors. Like if I have a whole bunch of Suzanne Collins, I have a bin for her with all her books in there. Also C.S. Lewis or Tolkien or James Patterson. So it might look something like this, right? So I've got all of his books ready to go. My nonfiction section is organized by kind of humanities topics and math science topics. So I have one bookcase that's more autobiographies and memoirs and horrible histories, and the math science one is more eyewitness books. There's some travel, and then I also have a section that has kind of personal growth and relationships books, and another one for personal finance and business and investing. At the bottom, I have books for my EAL readers, so they're kind of more picture-based nonfiction books. One thing that I've done to kind of help organize my library and orient my readers is to put stickers on the spines of the books. And I just have 4 colors for the different genres of books. So I just have pink for historical fiction, and green for nonfiction, and kind of a yellowy green for sci-fi fantasy, and orange for realistic fiction. And I just narrowed it down to 4 genres because that makes it a lot easier on me. But that also helps with our readers because, like, if we're doing a fantasy unit, I want them reading fantasy books so that they know that if they go to the bookcase and they find a book with a yellowy green sticker, they know that'll count for their fantasy unit. So I want to talk about how the checking in, checking out process works. What I did was simply create a Google form and embed it on my classroom website. And it just has 4 questions: name, what block are you in, what's the book title, what's the author's name. And then they hit enter and they submit it, and it automatically populates a Google spreadsheet for me. And I can see who has what book and when they checked it out. When they're finished reading the book, they just put it right back in this bin. And then I can take the book out and I can see, oh, okay, so-and-so read it, and I can go to my Google spreadsheet and I can find that line and I just delete it. So I always know who has what books out and who's turned their books back in. It also helps if you have people that have finished their books and they still haven't brought them back. So that checkout date was really helpful, so you can see how long that they've had it. All right, well, thanks for tuning in. I hope you come back soon and see some of my other videos. Thanks, bye.